Joining me now is Texas Congressman Keith Self, a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee and also a House Freedom Caucus. Congressman, good to see you. What are your expectations for this meeting tomorrow?
Well, I think they are lowering the expectations from the beginnings of it. Look, Putin thinks he's winning this war. He does have those problems that we just heard about. But this will be you've got the most powerful man in the world meeting with the man who thinks he's winning on the battlefield. This will be a battle royale. Listening session, yes, but I hope that they get something done. Don't forget, Maria, though, there's a third party in this. In fact, there are two more parties, Ukraine on the battlefield, and Europe has their own expectations, and they fear what happens after any ceasefire.
Well, I mean, the president keeps saying that there will be severe consequences if, in fact, we don't see a ceasefire. And yet he did allow the deadline that he had self-imposed to go by without putting sanctions on Russia. People are wondering, are we going to see sanctions on Russia?
Well, we have sanctions on Russia. We just don't enforce a lot of them because they fund this war through their sale of oil. And if we could simply cut that off, but you just saw what happened with India. This is a complex global economy. So sanctions, yes, I want to see more on Russia to bring them to heel. But frankly, the Russian economy right now is humming along at a wartime speed.
Well, look, President Trump has characterized this summit as a listening exchange. He said he wants to know where we are. He probably is wanting to understand if, in fact, Putin is going to move at all in terms of giving up territory or not accepting that he's not going to get what he wants. He wants more territory.
Absolutely. He wants all four of the eastern oblasts in Ukraine. He wants Crimea. My advice to the president would be do not allow them to annex it. We may have to recognize some sort of truth on the ground, but do not allow Russia to formally annex all of this land. Look, yeah. Poland and Ukraine both have been pathways to Europe for Russia for centuries, and they understand the danger that they are in.
Is there anything that came out of that call with the Europeans yesterday that surprised you? You know, I mean, the president made the point that he's not going to get into specifics in terms of what land is being negotiated here. He's going to instead just push for the ceasefire. The Europeans want to make sure that there's not a unilateral deal done that they can't live with.
Absolutely. I think that call probably steps back the expectations for this meeting in general, because, as I say, the Europeans are concerned about the Russians building T-90 tanks and stockpiling them, building infrastructure across from the Baltic states. Europe is very worried about what happens post-ceasefire.
Let me move on to Mexico, sending 26 high-ranking cartel heads to the U.S. on Tuesday. The president is working aggressively to curb the flow of fentanyl and other illegal drugs coming across the border into America. And this is the second major cartel transfer from Mexico in months. Mexico City handed over 29 of these cartel heads back in February. And the administration is making history again on border crossings, setting new record lows in the month of July. Just over 24,000 nationwide encounters recorded just last month and 6,000 apprehensions, shattering the all-time low. Of course, this compares to thousands and thousands a day. A couple of years ago, 7,000 or 8,000 a day. The president also vowing to reclaim any border wall materials auctioned off by the Biden administration. Watch this.
The Biden administration was auctioning off border wall materials, but we're hearing now that the auctioneer is selling those materials back. Are you finishing building the wall?
Well, I built hundreds of miles of wall, and I was getting very close. I actually finished the wall, and Biden sold it for pennies on the dollar, 3 cents on the dollar, 4 cents on the dollar. He sold it. We could have finished the rest of the wall in about 4 weeks, anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks. Pam Bondi's been working very hard on suing that company, and I think they reached a settlement where we're taking the wall back. But they stole the wall from us. We're paying a small amount of money, as I understand it, to get it back, to get rid of the litigation. We'll take it back, we'll put it up.
Congressman, what a waste of taxpayer dollars. First, we buy the wall materials, then Biden auctions them off. Now, President Trump has to buy them back.
Yeah, there's $45 billion just to finish the wall in the big, beautiful wall that we just passed. But let's get that material back. It's high quality material. Let's get it back. Let's get the wall finished. But back to the apprehensions, down 90% nationwide. Southwest border down 92%. Zero parole releases in the United States. The border is now secure, and the wall will make it secure into the future, well beyond President Trump's presidency. This is important.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Congressman, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Maria.